Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for coming. We're going to jump right in. We're excited to start this weekly webinar series, and today's one is entitled "Making To-Go Organized and Efficient with Metro's Order Staging and Pickup Solutions." So we have three presenters today. I'm sort of our MC kicking us off. So yeah, three Metro storage nerds. First up will be Lauren Norica. She's a National Strategic Accounts Manager for Metro. Rachel Kern is a Product Manager for Thermal Storage and Transport Products. They'll be taking you through today's focus, which are two core pieces in the pickup process, staging and pickup. You know, everyone's talking about pickup. It's the new way that restaurants are serving us, as dine-in is not allowed still in most states in the country. So how they're facilitating pickup and make that happen is really important. But we're also going to spend a lot of time today on this very critical upstream process called staging. Staging is how they're getting everything ready to serve their customers efficiently and effectively. And if you want to have success in pickup, you need to think about how you're going to be successful in staging. And so with that, I will turn it over to Lauren. Yep.
All right. Hi, everybody. Hopefully we can hear me. Yeah, looks okay. All right. So you're going to hear us talking about a process or a term that you might not be really familiar with. So that's what we're calling order staging, also known as order consolidation. So the best way to think about what order staging is it's a kitting process where all the order components are collected and packaged for the customer so the customer can actually receive it on the other end. So if you could just hit the next slide really quick. Yep, so if you think about it, we're not talking about food prep. So it's already prepared foods that are already packaged in the packaging. We're talking about that food coming with napkins, utensils, condiments, etc., all happening at the staging or consolidation area to then be received by the customer in the package that we all see today when we take food away from a restaurant. Next slide, please. So why is staging so much more important these days? As Kevin had said a little bit earlier, dine-in's at 0%, right? So the revenue mix has changed to 100% takeaway, whether that be to go or delivery. So order staging is important for 100% of orders today. Errors are more costly to correct, and customer satisfaction can really get dinged because the customer really can't go to the front counter if they're missing a condiment or a utensil, et cetera. When taking orders away, it's really important to make sure that the order is accurate every single time. So speed and accuracy are super important to restaurants. Staging is the process that helps make those two processes go more seamless. I'm sorry. Okay, so next slide, please. So now we talked a little bit about staging. Let's talk about pickup. So we are all hearing these new terms that are part of our everyday lives today. That's touchless, contactless, no touch, frictionless. So that creates pain points in the pickup area for restaurants. The drive-throughs are getting inundated, right? There's long lines. It might be the primary means of pickup orders through that drive-through line. Not only that, long wait times, but the employees are having a harder time getting these orders to the customer because they can't physically touch the order to hand it off. So they're using trays and carts and finding ways and means to get the order to the customer without touching them. If a drive-through is not available, customers are still coming inside to pick up these orders. That creates its own challenges with the government guidelines for social distancing. It's difficult not only for employee to customer contact, but employee to employee and customer to customer. There's just simply not enough space in the inside to manage with social distancing. So that's getting more and more difficult. So what we're seeing is a lot of transition to the curbside because of these pain points. But curbside also comes with its own challenges, right? Weather is now a problem where it hadn't been before. Keeping food hot or cold as you're bringing it out to the customer. Transporting those items on a tray, on a cart, et cetera. How do you get those items, the food items, from inside of that building out to the customer? And most importantly, again, back to the speed and accuracy piece, steps. employees are taking more and more steps to service customers because they're having to go from inside out to that customer car, right? And if the customer wants to add on a drink, et cetera, the employee is now walking back inside trying to fulfill that order. Or, hey, you forgot my ketchup packet. This becomes more and more of a pain point at curbside. So it's really important that we hit on that staging process to make sure everything is where you need it, so we still hit those accuracy and speed marks that all restaurants are looking to hit today. Next slide, please. So at the end of the day, everyone's adapting with what they have to make this work, right? So you see here, this is a parking lot that has been transitioned into a curbside pickup bay area where the employees are coming out. Yep, so those are marked, if you can see it on the screen, with bay 1, 2, 3, etc. The car comes up to that bay and the employees bringing that order out to the car. Next, we're going to see a ton of these pop-ups where they're just pop-up tents and they're bringing the items out to the curbside. Here's another version of that. Again, having to go inside and then outside to service the customer is difficult. And lastly, here's just a shot of how difficult it's becoming in the drive-through area and why we're seeing that transition to curbside. They're giving the orders to the customer on trays in a tight little space. So curbside is becoming more and more prevalent.
Can be opened up and used. All right, Rachel, take us away.
All right, so along with restaurants, schools are really adapting as well to our current situation in the world. So Kevin put in this nice little picture of a woman.
It's a hot dog PPE suit.
They're doing a curbside pickup.
She was just trying to follow
the guidelines at the school, and she's just wearing a hot dog suit, I guess, because they didn't have PPE. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be a common theme that you'll see throughout some of these pictures, but people are really just using whatever they have at the moment to be able to service their students and customers. So you can see here at this curbside solution, there are 2 employees and they're using our My Carts to be able to keep themselves a safe distance apart. And then they're also 6 feet away from the driver that's picking the food up. And then it's allowing the driver to not have to exchange hands with the employee. They're just picking their meals right up off the cart. All right, and then another solution on the next slide that you'll see. Now this one isn't perfect. They're using our MAX shelving to be able to transport meals out from the kitchen to the curbside. There are a couple things that could be better on this, such as maybe adding another shelf and then also putting some dividers and then even ledges on the shelf too to keep everything on. All right, here you could see the school district utilizing our top load Mighty Lights, and this is important because they are transporting bagged and boxed lunches in those. So a key selling point for Mighty Light and differentiator from our competitors has always been that our top loaders, they're not just hand carriers, so they could be used as coolers and then also used to transport these box lunches. So it's an easy and pretty cost effective.
I'll give it back to you. Just a quick point on this. Restaurants don't have this staging area and room that schools do, so they're allowed to spread out and plan all these meals. Yep. Restaurants don't have that luxury. They need to do it in a smaller footprint. Back to you, Rich.
Right. Yep, and then this is just to show you again, they're using literally whatever they can get their hands on. So you'll see bun pan racks, some My Carts. It looks like they're even using mailroom bins to store some napkins and utensils. And so they're using those to stage. So there's a lot of areas where we can help, and Lauren is going to cover a few of those now, some of the solutions we already have.
Okay, so as we've seen, the market is trying to do what they can with whatever they have. But as Kevin indicated, as restaurants begin to start reopening, they're now going to be faced with doing all this with another component of space. They don't have the space to do it today. And then as they begin to open, they're going to have less space to do it. So what we've done is we've created application-based kits to help restaurants with these challenges since they're not going away anytime soon. Staging has been a large part of the QSR market for quite some time. So what we've learned there, these are tried and true solutions that work for staging. Here you'll see a smaller version, a 2430, and next you'll see a 2448 version of the same thing. This is a great solution. This is a great solution to hold some items underneath, such as bags and bulk napkins and straws, etc. You have that nice staging consolidation area, work surface there, bins for condiments, straws, etc. We talked about steps, making sure you have everything there where you need it, making sure the order is accurate. Up above, that's where those staged orders are going to sit once they're fully prepared. It's nice to note that a Mighty Light heater will fit in those spaces up above. So if heating is a component that's needed, the heaters can fit above there. Also nice to note, great little picture here with ML300s underneath for a holding component. Nice that this is on casters, right? So as restaurants are doing curbside, whether they're on in those pop-up tents outside or inside, this is a great solution to be used both inside or outside. And the last little slide is just showing it nice and staged for what you would actually see as the staging process is happening. Option 2, we just have a nice little condensed version. Again, great, a little bit more manageable for taking it indoors and outdoors, a little staging space on top, and then again, all those condiments underneath. This is great for outdoor use today, wheeling in and out. And then again, as restaurants start to reopen, it's little so you can tuck it away and keep it behind the front counter, et cetera, to be used for additional staging. For order pickup, nice kitted solutions here. Everything is going to come in a single SKU, including that sign that you see there. Great for directing mobile pickup orders, or as customers are coming inside to pick up their order, direct them to this unit while keeping social distancing, so they're not kind of trouncing all over the restaurant. And option 2, this solution uses dividers. Again, single SKU there. You're going to get everything that you see in this image, including the dividers to make little bays for takeout. Nice to note that you'll see Mighty Light heaters pop up in the middle shelf here of a heated component. Those are add-ons, so if you did want to add a heated component to multiple levels, you certainly just tack on some more Mighty Light heaters to that, and you can accomplish that quite easily.
You can also incorporate the ML180s in this as well, and you see like the different options you have here at the end, where you could store either packaged meals or pans in the Mighty Light top loader. You could keep some food, keep it warm, or you could just have packaged meals that are organized, customer specific. Let's, Rachel, why don't you take us through some of the holding options here?
All right, so starting off with Mighty Light, so like in that picture where you saw the schools using a lot of our top loaders on our dollies to transport as one holding unit, you could do that. Or in some of the pictures that Lauren showed, you could see that you could just add a top loader to really any shelving unit, whether it be for pickup, staging, or holding. And then we also have our heated cabinets. So our 3 series is a really great option to be able to stage orders at the curbside or even indoors. So we actually added 2 new part numbers for ease of ordering. So yeah, you can see them there. So we're offering 2 holding units and a full height and then a half height. The full height unit comes with 4 shelves, and then the half height unit is going to come with 2 shelves. All right. And then some other transport options would be utility carts. So you see our mic carts, that was an example that we saw in those images. And then there's also the utility carts that are deep ledge. So then it'll keep items a little bit more stable. And then always our max shelving line is great to use for whether it be staging, curbside pickup, especially since the mats are removable and really cleanable and antimicrobial. They could just be run right through the dishwasher. some grocery stores. This is what they've been doing. You can see the image on the left of Wegmans. That's a staging solution that they're using. You can't really see, maybe you can on your screens, but the shelves are actually labeled alphabetically. So that's where they're putting customers' orders before they go to grab them to bring them out to the curbside. And then option 2, you'll see a curbside pickup solution. This was really well thought out. It's our regular SES shelving, and you can see it has drop mats, dividers, ledges, little wall grids on the side to keep everything on there, and even a handle. So that's a really, really nice
Great,
option.
thanks, Rachel. So
and
thanks, everybody. We're coming up on time.
So
If
we'll
you
have an
want
easy
to
order
learn
part number
more,
where
there's
you'll
more
get everything
solutions than this on the website. So we have a drive-through and staging solutions page, and we have a delivery curbside pickup solutions page. They're accessible. The new website has an applications tab on the food service menu, and then so there's a delivery selection and a drive-through selection on this list where you can get to all these staging and pickup solutions. These parts are loaded onto AutoQuotes for our sales reps on the call, and these slides and the video will be available on the Metro Space School link on MetroHub, which is the QuickBase application that you use as your sales portal. So with that, that's the end of our presentation. Are there any questions? I think we have 5 minutes for questions.